Hey everybody, welcome back to the Thinking Crypto channel, your home for crypto news and interviews. Guys, I want to talk about my crypto bull run price predictions. What are going to be the price points at the peak of the bull market? And I want to share that for Bitcoin and the altcoins as well. And of course, I'm going to show you facts. I'm not talking about emotions or feelings or wishful thinking, but rather how has the market played out historically? Let's look at the different models, the different charts, and the trends. What does the data tell us? So I'm going to point you guys to a lot of resources that I personally use. But before we get to it, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, leave a comment below, and hit the subscribe button if you're new here. It helps support the channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Guys, this video is brought to you by OKCoin Crypto Exchange, where you can buy, sell, and trade your favorite cryptocurrencies, and you don't have to pay high fees. OKCoin charges low fees. You can also stake your crypto and keep 100% of the rewards. There are no fees, guys. You can stake Tezos, Polkadot, Cardano, AVAX, Atom, Cosmos. And I'm personally staking Miami coin and earning 430% APY. So great returns there. If you want to sign up, link in the description. All right, guys, let's take a look at let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Went ahead too fast there. All right, the Bitcoin weekly chart. We see a pullback. You guys know I've been sharing this chart, the Bitcoin weekly chart, with my lines drawing here of how the market is going to move. And we know it moves a Bitcoin, and it's playing out according to what I've drawn up. And we see the pullback here, which is healthy. This is normal. Those of you who are new to the market, these pullbacks are healthy, guys. You can't have 50 green candles in a row, right? To put it in layman's terms, you got to have corrections or pullbacks to build support levels, higher highs and higher lows. So remember these principles of the market. So what is going to happen next? Potentially, Bitcoin could drop down to 55K. I honestly think that could possibly play out. But we'll see what happens. This is a patience game, and I'm predicting, as I said before, that we'll bounce off some support level in the 50,000s and then work our way up to new all-time highs. Now, it may not drop to 55,000 or so. It may drop to, I don't know, 58, right? It's all about ranges, because no one can accurately say, well, this is the exact price and this is the exact date. If I knew that, I wouldn't be in crypto. I would be playing the lottery, because I know what the numbers are going to be, right? We don't know. So we use probabilities and ranges here. But as I've been sharing with you guys, this is the movement upward that I'm envisioning, because it's along the lines of how the market has played out historically, right? You got to look at history and look at the trends, and also understand that nothing goes up in a straight line. But macro level, let's zoom out for a bit here. Let's look at the Bitcoin stock to flow model. We are on track to new higher highs, my friends. Plan B tweeted the updated chart here showing the Bitcoin 200-week moving average along with the stock to flow model right on top of it. He said 2013 vibes. What does he mean by that? We are double peaking like we did in 2013. So we had our first peak earlier this year. Bitcoin corrected. Now we're headed to a higher peak, to a blow off top, to new higher highs. So he said 200-week moving average in the black line is up. The realized cap is up. This is in gray. And in all-time mode, red, distance to all-time high 1. So looking really, really bullish here, my friends. So there's more to go in this bull run. Don't be fooled by the bears who are trying to scare you and shake you out of your position. This is why you got to look at the data, not what people are tweeting. Like, if they just say, oh, Bitcoin's going to $1 million. Okay, what evidence do you have of that? What are you backing that up with, right? It doesn't matter what people say or tweet, but rather, what does the data say? Is what they are saying backed by facts, right? So keep that in mind. That's why I'm showing you this. It's not my wishful thinking, my hopes and dreams, or my emotions. Now, shout out to Benjamin Cohn at Into the Cryptoverse. Be sure to follow this guy. I've been following him since he was like at 10K subscribers. Now he's over 500,000. So he was doing a market cycles video yesterday, and I thought it was just a beautiful chart here showing the potential lengthening cycles, right? That this bull market could spill over into Q1 of 2022. And you just see historically higher highs, the higher peaks, and the higher lows, which is this right here is if you were to understand anything about charts or technical analysis, if you just understand this, you're set, because you see incrementally, right, every 4 years and so forth, the higher prices that are being hit because of supply and demand economics, and this market continues to grow and mature, it's emerging, and you see the higher lows. This right here tells the true story, my friends. It's the data, it doesn't lie. No one made this up. So we are still on track. So let's move to another chart here. This is some tech dev who I'm a big fan of, does some great on-chain analysis and Bitcoin technical analysis. He said, to me, the 4-year Bitcoin cycle theory is defined by approximate 4-year distance between landmarks. Begin after first halving, given the approximate 4-year distance between them. As long as this peak is for approximately 4 years from 2017, I consider theory intact. So I did just say, hey, the cycles may lengthen, but that's why you're doing an approximation. It's not an exact date to date, but we see the supply and demand economics, the bull and bear markets play out within those 4 years. But it may be a little bit more or maybe a bit less, right? Historically, a bit less, but now as the market's growing, it's a bit more. So just keep that in mind. It's not an exact science, right? But it's the data, it's the trends, and it's as close as accurate that we can get to versus dreaming up stuff, but rather, hey, how is this thing actually played out over time? So as you can see, we still got ways to go. Now, here, if we're, he's looking at the Fibonacci models here, and based on the 2.272 log Fibonacci, Bitcoin's price could get to $200,000. I personally don't think so, because yes, this is what the technical analysis said. Yes, this is what happens historically. But look, I would rather be conservative than be, just overly ambitious, and then we don't even get anywhere there, right? I'd rather be cautiously optimistic, if that makes sense. I will be extremely happy if Bitcoin gets to 200,000 plus, my friends. So don't get me wrong, right? I am not against that, but I'm looking at it. What's the likelihood of that happening? So that's just how I'm thinking, and that's how you should think about it too, guys, because we want to be even keel. We don't want to be too bearish. We don't want to be too bullish, but a mixture of both, right? Because look, markets can be disrupted easily. There's a lot of things that could happen, right? So just keep that in mind. Now, here's a great chart. This is awesome from the Rational Root, who does some Bitcoin analysis, showing the historical patterns in 2011, 2013, and 2017. And as you can see here for 2021, we haven't even hit anywhere near a top, so to speak, right? If you just look at the models and how things are playing out, the name of the chart is called consolidation. I couldn't read that. Phase comparison for Bitcoin cycles. And you just see how things are playing out here in 2021. We still got some ways to go. Is it going to peak? Is it going to peak like it did in 2011, 2013, 2017? No, it's going to be slightly lower, but we're on track to that higher price. Now, here's another data point, and I introduced this to you guys in a video this past week, and that is the Colin Talks Crypto Bitcoin Bull Run Index, or the CBBI. Right now, the score is at 63. Well, you may say, what the hell does that score even mean, Tony? All right, here we got to look at the historical charts to see what the confidence level or the score was when we hit the blow off top. In 2013, at 100, right? In 2017 at 100, where are we right now? We are at a 63. Now, even the top, not the top, but the first peak that we saw earlier this year for Bitcoin, it only hit 75. So it wasn't near 100. It wasn't like it went to 90, right? So we still got another peak to go to hit that 100, my friends. And this takes into consideration a plethora of data. So the golden ratio, the Bitcoin search term volume in Google, halving to peak days, the Pi cycle top indicator, the 2-year moving average, and tons of other data. So once again, data, not emotions. Can't stress that enough, especially for those of you who are new to the market. Those of you who've been around the block, you know what I'm talking about. So we still got ways to go. So that leads me next to talking about my price predictions, but I want to just preface it by showing you my portfolio. So many of you who are channel members have direct access to this, and I've shared this over the years. I hold XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, but I'm not accumulating Litecoin. It's just Litecoin I had since 2016, 2017. VeChain, Algorand, Basic Attention Token, Tezos, Chainlink, HBAR, Cardano, and bunch of others that I'm not accumulating more of, but I have it in my portfolio. You may say, well, why are you keeping it? I'm waiting for the peak, my friends, because the rising tide lifts all boats. Those of you who've been around the block, you know what I'm talking about. I think Raoul Pal said it, like you can give a monkey money and let it just hit a computer button and invest in any altcoin and it'll make money, because we are in that speculation bubble area right now. Now, some people may hear bubble and they get scared because the mainstream media says, oh, be careful of bubbles. Every market goes into a bubble phase. We saw it with the dot-com boom, with tech stocks, with real estate. That's okay. What's important is, does the technology have lasting potential? After the speculation, it goes into the utility. That's where, you know, in the dot-com bubble, pets.com didn't make it, but what made it? Google, Amazon, eBay, right? You hope you get my analogy and how you have to think about it. This is why you don't listen to CNBC, Fast Money, and Jim Cramer. Do your own research, guys, and read up on these things so you know how to look at the market and leave the emotions at the door. So this is my portfolio. Also, you guys know last year, February 2020, I did a video, 3 Bitcoin bull run scenarios, Bitcoin 80K, Ethereum 5,700, XRP at $15. This is what I was saying at the peak of the bull run from the data I had then. What has changed? Oh, I don't know, a Bitcoin ETF getting approved. Oh, I don't know, Paul Tudor Jones jumping in and all the hedge funds jumping in and stock exchanges, right? So we got more bullish news than expected and more adoption. So this is why I'm looking for higher price points. Okay, let's jump into it, guys. A couple of notes. This is not financial or investment advice. Please do your own research. This is not guaranteed. The price points I'm showing here are not guaranteed, and no one can predict the future, and black swan events can change things. Also, this bull run cycle, as mentioned before, can spill over into Q1 2022 with the extended cycle. Now, here's what I had shared in that respective video from 2020, and that in 2017, our bull run peaks were Bitcoin at 20K, Ethereum at 1,400, XRP at $3.84. What I did from a math perspective was looking at, hey, what percentage of Ethereum was all-time high in 2017 was of the Bitcoin all-time high. That was 7.13% of the Bitcoin price. XRP was 0.019% of Bitcoin's price. So I used those same calculations that I put Bitcoin at a 10x. So putting at 8,000, 80,000. This was 10x from the time I did the video, where Bitcoin was around 8,000, and I put the same percentages of 7.13% and 0.019%, and here's the numbers I got. So, like I said, but since then, since February 2020, we had huge adoption news. Obviously, ETFs and so forth, right? And huge hedge funds and investment firms jumping in. And Paul Tudor Jones now calling for buying and holding Bitcoin over gold. So completely different dynamic. So what am I expecting at the peak of this bull run? I think Bitcoin can land between 100,000 and 120,000. I'm using ranges because I can't honestly say, well, this is the exact price. It has to be a range, right? Ethereum, I think, can hit between $10,000 to $12,000. XRP, I think, can hit $10 to $15. However, if there's no lawsuit settlement to couple or run in parallel with the bull market, I think it tops at like $5 to $8, because, like I said, the rising tide lifts all boats. There's a lot of money that's coming, a lot of speculation money. It will lift. And we saw XRP, despite the lawsuit earlier this year, pumped like crazy, right? It went to near $2. So I think easily, without the lawsuit settlement, we could hit $5 to $8. But with the lawsuit settlement, I think 10 to 15. And I'm being honest with that, guys. And I have these cryptos in my portfolio, and I think that's what they can hit. Chainlink, 100 to 120 bucks. VeChain, oh man, $1 to $1.30. That's going to be awesome. Cardano, I think between $8 to $10. Algorand, which I've taken a larger position on, I told you guys, I think 15 to 20 bucks. This is what I'm looking for. Now, some people are going to have knee-jerk reactions like, dude, what are you talking, man? Algorand's going to 100 bucks. Look, this is just my prediction. Some people may say, what are you, crazy? XRP can't go to $10. Are you nuts? Hey, I watched it pump from like 15 cents to $3.84. So I'm using here my experience from being in the market since 2016, the adoption of what's happening in the market, and the amount of different momentum in the bull market and potential because of real world events like inflation, institutional adoption. I mean, like I mentioned, the Paul Tudor Jones thing, in the video I did this week, I said Paul Tudor Jones giving the green light once again. Last year, the man talked about he's getting into Bitcoin and crypto. It's the fastest horse. And we saw a ton of other hedge funds jump right in right after he gave the green light. Now he's saying, I don't want gold anymore. I want Bitcoin. I think, guys, we're going to see a lot more folks dump gold or at least add Bitcoin to their balance sheet alongside gold. So this is what I think. And the other aspect of what I'm looking at too with these price points, because some people will be like, dude, are you crazy? XRP is going to 589, man. Are you crazy? Right? That's just my impression of XRP maximalists. I look at these circulating supply. XRP has a crazy supply out right now. And, like I look at Chainlink and its circulating supply, just 461 million. Algorand is at 6 billion, right? So these are the things you got to look at and the different aspects of what I layered in to think about the price points. So the max cap and the circulating supply is certainly a factor. The adoption and situations like XRP with this lawsuit with Ripple. I'm super bullish on VeChain, and I think with all the adoption it's getting, Cardano, all the adoption it's getting, partnership with Dish, Boost Mobile, and so forth. So these are my honest price points. They may not happen. Like I said, there's not guarantee. I hope they happen. I hope they go higher so I can make more money off of it. But we don't know the future. But at least, like I said, I backed up my basis here based on the market cycles, the trends, the data, and how the market has played out historically. So this wasn't like I had a dream last night. I dreamt XRP is going to $15. So I'm going to let you guys know XRP is going. No. How has it played out historically and the potential? So I would love to hear what you guys think about this. And I would love to hear your price predictions. Are they along the lines of this? Leave them in the comment section, guys. Now, a quick note, somebody had tweeted about me about taxes. Like, what am I doing to avoid getting hit hard with taxes? Well, hey, look, I cashed out before and I had to pay capital gains tax. There's no way around it. However, hear me out. I made sure that the crypto I cashed out was over a year in my portfolio because I did not want to get hit with short-term capital gains tax, which is higher than the long-term capital gains tax. So just keep that in mind. You want to track these things. It can get a bit muddy if you haven't been tracking it, like because you pushed all your crypto into one thing, and but you could look at maybe your blockchain analytics to see, maybe that could help you. I don't know. There are different tools out there, but I've been tracking stuff like this, like the stuff I bought this year. I'm probably just going to hold on to it. That's going to go into lending and staking. But the stuff I've been holding for years before, that's going to get cashed out, right? So I'm looking to get long-term capital gains tax because that's lower, right? And obviously it depends on if you're single or you're married, and or, if you're filing jointly or individual. So these things will matter. So just keep that in mind. If you haven't been through this before, I highly recommend that you go read up on capital gains tax, guys. And obviously there's capital losses as well. And all this stuff is on the IRS website. Now you may say, how do I calculate my tax? How do I do this? Well, I use TaxBit. This is a software I use, and it is great, guys. I just I connect my exchange accounts. I run the reports, then I print out in a form and I give it to my accountant. Boom, super easy. They make it super easy. So I use this product. If you want to sign up, there's going to be a link in the description. And it's a great, great tool. They raise a lot of money. They have a huge valuation. And I'm really happy with the service. And I haven't had any issues. So recommending it because I've used it, not because I'm trying to make money or whatever it is. I use this service and I vouch for it for this service. So guys, once again, let me know what you think about these price points. And like I said, this is not BS. It's not my dream, whatever. But do I want it to happen? Of course, but I'm basing it on the data. Now, if we had capped out at this earlier this year, then I would say, hey, that's it. Then we're done, right? But we still got ways to go based on multiple data points and trends. So leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and I'll talk to you all later.